Good afternoon. We're just giving everybody another minute for those that were in executive session to move back into the regular session.
And I believe, Captain Neve, in order to continue, you'll have to reestablish quorum.
All right. Let me go ahead and we'll go ahead and start that now. Gabe Levine, Director DEMA, are you on the call?
Present.
Welcome back. Mike Stidham, Department of Homeland Security.
Yes, sir.
Welcome. Paul Marsh.
Present.
All right. Eugene, is it Lave?
This is Teresa with ADHS. I'm on now.
Good afternoon, Teresa. Welcome. David Gliskus, ADOT.
Present.
And then Joe Pinkerman, is it Corporation Commission?
Yes, sir. That's correct. And I'm here.
All right. Welcome. Did I miss anybody?
Cassie Peters, GFFM.
Cassie Peters. Welcome back, sir. All righty. So we're returning back to agenda item 5, old business, specifically the Coconino County Local Emergency Planning Committee compliance letter. There was some proposals before we went into executive session. There was some additional, I won't say changes because we didn't make any official changes, but some proposal for some things that we want to discuss in regular session. So I'll have Archangel go ahead and pull that back up from Michelle so we can look at that and then open it up to additional discussion on the document itself, and then entertain a motion to accept those changes as outlined.
Hey, Tom, sorry, I missed what you said there because my phone cut out. Are you looking for a motion to accept those changes, or are you looking for discussion?
I'm opening it up to discussion for right now because I know obviously there was some changes that were proposed going into executive session, some additional just verbiage things that we realigned after we went into executive session, and this was the only topic that was discussed in there was this actual document. But we want to make sure that if there's any discussion that needs to be had before we accept the changes as shown on the form, that we discuss that now and propose those changes before we entertain a motion.
Understood, sir. Thank you. Can we scroll down to better see bullet 4, please? Thank you. I think bullet 4 and the current bullet 2 are kind of duplicative, and I would be in favor of striking the language under bullet 4 because I think the intent and the requirements met under bullet 3.
Appreciate that input, Director Levine. Any other input or discussion about merging bullet 4 into 2 or removing it as redundant? Any other discussion as far as any other changes or additions or edits to the document other than what's shown here? All right, hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept changes. And I'll just try to paraphrase what Director Levine said, merging vacancy outreach point number 4 with point number 2. And under number 3, you'd be moving that to number 1. So we'll just have 3 points, with the bylaws being the first one, and then what's showing as 1 and 2 now, which reference the same thing when it comes to voting membership and recruiting efforts and vacancy. I guess let me just brief that up. I'll entertain a motion to move the bylaws to the first bullet, and moving what's showing as 2 and 4 as merged as part of the same intention, and accepting the changes as shown in the document.
So moved.
All right, have a motion from Director Levine. Do I have a second?
Second, Paul Marsh.
Second for Paul Marsh. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed by saying nay. All right, the ayes have it. We'll go ahead and make those changes. Do we need to make those right now while we're still in session, or is that something we can do after?
That can be done offline.
Okay, I will get with Archangel and Michelle, and we'll make those changes as moved. All right, we'll move to agenda item number 7. It says establishing quorum, but I believe that was coming back out of executive session from 6. So with that, I'll move to 8. Executive session review, discussion, and action. Do we need to discuss anything on that?
I don't think so.
Okay. Like I said, we basically went over the verbiage as it related to the Coconino County LEPC and trying to establish how we needed to do the revision for that. So,
And I just have a question real quick. So because we voted on both those letters, those are both good for the chair to sign and then go out following this meeting. Yeah. Or whenever, next week, whenever you guys do it. Is that accurate?
Is that a question for us?
I mean, I think it's a question for Tom. I just wanted to make sure we're all in agreement. Yes, that's what we just voted on. That's what that means, that obviously the Pima County letter has been approved. I know we approved the changes to letter 2. Do we need to do another vote to approve the letter in its totality, or does what we just did account for that and the chair can sign them and they go out?
It strikes me that if you want to have another public meeting just to vote on approval, you certainly can. However, if the changes are represented by what the commission today is approving, all it requires is a signature and it can get mailed out. It does not require a separate vote approving. But if the commission wants to have an additional level of review, and many agencies do, we tend to do it in our office a lot, you're certainly welcome to do that. And with internet meetings and so forth, it's fairly simple to do.
No, I definitely am not advocating that we do another meeting and another review.
I think the question that Director Levine brought up is a good one, because we did approve the letter as to form with the changes, but I don't know that we actually had a discussion or a motion to send it once those changes had been made. So
that's a fair question.
If I can, I'd like to go back to agenda item 5A again and entertain a motion to send the letter with the chair's signature to the Coconino County LEPC with the changes as to what was approved in the prior motion.
Yeah, I move that we approve and the chair sends the letter to Coconino County with the approved changes that we just made.
I
All right.
second.
Who provided the second?
Paul Marsh.
All right. Got a first from Director Levine and a second from Paul Marsh. Any discussion on the sending or the motion to send the letter as approved in the prior motion? All right. Here, no discussion. Those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed signify by saying nay. All right, the ayes have it. We'll similar to the PEMA letter, we'll work to get that done after the meeting as well, get that sent out. All right, move into, I believe we're on agenda item number 9. It says action item review discussion. Is that referring back to the other action items from before, or is that something different?
That appears to refer to the previous items on the agenda.
Got that? All right. So move to item number 10 then. Call to the public. Do we have anybody from the public on the line? All right. Hearing none, we'll move to item.
I'm sorry, Captain Neve, this is Wes Eason. I did raise my hand.
Oh, I see you now. Go ahead, sir.
Captain Neve, yeah, thank you very much for your time. And I want to thank the commission for all their time and effort at looking at all these items. Greatly appreciated. I also want to be really clear. I am speaking as the Coconino County Emergency Manager. I'm not speaking on behalf of LEPC specifically. That would be Sam Beckett's position. I think the discussions over the last several months are great. I very much appreciate the inward look that the commission has taken, electing a chair and vice chair today, for example. Great advancements. I know you're working on bylaws, things like that. I think that's all an awesome outcome from all these discussions over the last, well, probably close to a year now, I guess, I think. But I will say, just as a matter of record, thank you again for the letter that we will be receiving, if I could learn how to talk. You know, I will just state for the record, I would just like to make a record that we have submitted this material multiple times now. This, I believe, will be the 4th time that we have submitted all this material. We will gladly do so, so that we can get square with the commission, with the ERU. If you'll recall the meeting that I attended with Sam Beckett and Tim Carter, speaking from a county EM perspective, I was concerned about the existence of the prior non-compliance letter and the fact that it was nearly 100% inaccurate. And I was concerned about that being a public record that's out there. And I asked for a letter to address that and to acknowledge that in the event of an FOI, something of that case. I think at this point, it appears the commission does not want to address that. And I understand that. That's the commission's choice. I would never second guess the commission. But I would like to make a record again that there is an errant letter out there accusing us of many wrongdoings that did not occur. Absolutely did not occur. We provided you all that material and all the emails. We provided you all of that. So I just want to make the record. I think at this point it's a closed issue. I believe, I'm sure Sam, who I think he was on the meeting, he may still be on the meeting, will answer the letter that you're about to send, so that we can hopefully get this back on track and move forward with in a more positive light. So I appreciate the time and effort from all of you. And Captain Neve, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Wes.
That's Lane Spalla. I'd like to address the commission, please.
Yes, sir. You have the floor, Lane.
Thank you. Hello, Chairman Cantrell and other commission members. I'm Lane Spalla, the chair of the Pima County Region's LEPC. We want to express our thanks for the proposed letter being sent to us with the answers to resolve this almost 2-year journey, answering our specific questions regarding the community emergency coordinator expectations, roles, and responsibilities. We're looking forward to receiving this letter, and if we receive it by January 6th of 2025, We will be discussing it at our regularly scheduled January 8th, 2025 LEPC meeting. This will allow us to follow the AZSERC plan annual review checklist and provide you with an updated annual plan for 2025 and the months to follow. It'll also allow us to complete our plans exercise for 2025, as our last plan exercise was completed in 2023. Again, on behalf of the Pima County Regions LEPC, thanks for your time today.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. All right, just putting out another call to the public for discussion. Anybody else have something for the commission? All right, hearing none, we'll move to future agenda item discussion.
Captain Neve, if I may, I'd like to propose potentially taking the AZSERC meetings quarterly rather than biannually. Just seems like when these biannual meetings, there's just too much time in between for the LEPCs and for us to make decisions. I think it would just move a lot smoother if we went to a quarterly based meeting process.
All right, appreciate that input. Any other discussion from commission members as far as regularity of meetings? Paul Marsh is proposing quarterly.
I think actually that could be put on the agenda for the next meeting, because you didn't really have, this public notice doesn't talk about discussion on changing the agenda. It's kind of restrictive review or restrictive interpretation of the open meeting law, but I'd like to really kind of follow it closely.
Fair enough.
All right, very good. Any other future agenda items?
So I agree with Paul. Let's add the meeting schedule to our next regularly scheduled meeting as a point of discussion. I'd also like us to discuss some draft bylaws. I've got a draft set that I'm willing to send over that we could circulate amongst the commission and then discuss at the next meeting, so that Tom doesn't have to be interim chair, but he could be potentially the permanent chair.
And for what it's worth, the commission can schedule a special meeting to discuss these issues if you think time is more of the essence.
I think our next regularly scheduled meeting, I know it's to be determined on there, but I'm pretty sure it's just after the holidays anyway.
Yeah. That's kind of my recollection as well.
This is Josh Henson with DPS. Another possible agenda item is maybe discussing what exactly the roles and responsibilities are of that chair and co-chair versus how we've been operating in the past, because I'm not exactly certain on how that changes from what we've had in previous meetings. So maybe having something to discuss what the expectations, roles, and responsibilities are for everybody involved now that we do have a chair and a co-chair assigned.
Yeah, I think we can discuss that separately. I also think that it is kind of lumped up underneath the bylaws. Like in my mind, when I say bylaws, it's the structure, the functioning, elected officers, terms, all that kind of stuff.
All right, any other future agenda items anybody wishes to propose for the next meeting? All right, hearing none, I'll move to item 12. It says the next proposed date and time of the next regular meeting is to be determined. Is that for me to determine, Archangel, or who determines that?
That's usually based off of the availability of the commissioners, but we can discuss that. I know you had requested to talk about that, so we can sort that out. But usually once we determine a timeline, we send communication out to the commissioners for their best availability.
All right, I will work on a survey after this meeting then, and determine what that'll be. And then I will work on getting that information out to everybody as to when the next meeting will actually take place. All right, I'll move to item 13. I'm willing to accept a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
All right. I don't need a second on that, right, Jeff?
I always do seconds just to make sure it's complete.
All right. Open it up for a second motion for adjournment.
I'll second Paul Marsh.
All right. And then go ahead and do I need to put it to a vote, or we just go ahead and adjourn?
You know, if we're following the form, let's follow the form. Put it to a vote.
All right. All commission members in favor of adjourning the meeting signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed by nay. All right. With that, we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Thank you for everyone for your attendance and input today. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, everyone.
Yes,
Happy holidays.
everyone.
Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Jeff, can you hang on for a minute to call me, please?
Ooh, you caught me just in time.
I know.
Ask.
Give me a quick call, please.
You want me to call you, or you want to just keep this meeting going for a few more minutes?
No, because it's an open meeting and I've got it recording.
Oh, got it. All right. Hang on a minute. Hang on.
I can call you.
761-0051.
Yes, sir.
I'll give you a ring in a minute.
Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I'm going to have him get on real quick.